Assalamu alaikum. In last lecture, we discussed two types of agent programs, simple reflex agents and model-based reflex agents. In lecture number 7, that is in today's lecture, we will discuss the remaining three types of agents, which are goal-based agents, utility-based agents, and learning agents. By the end of this lecture, we would have completed chapter number 2 from the book. Please refer to textbook for detailed reading. This is agenda of today's lecture. Firstly, we will discuss goal-based agents. In order to completely understand the concept of goal-based agents, you need to have clear understanding of internal working of model-based reflex agents, as goal-based agents are expansion of model-based reflex agents. I would recommend, if you do not have idea of what model-based reflex agents are, please see previous video of lecture number 6 and afterwards come back to this video. Idea of goal-based agent revolves around achieving a desirable situation which is known as goal. A situation that is known to the agent in advance before starting its working. For example, if you want to travel from Rahim Yar Khan to Lahore, there are different path possibilities that you can take. You can travel via motorways, you can choose national highways, but your goal is always the same, that is to reach Lahore, and you know it before even starting. Goal will never change, but there can be different paths and possibilities through which you can achieve the goal. Another example is of G Plus robot, which has been developed by Alibaba Enterprise. G Plus is a delivery robot that delivers the online orders to the doorsteps of the customers. It knows the goal in advance. The goal here is the address of the customer. Goal-based agents rely on two techniques for their working and deciding paths. These two are searching and planning. Searching algorithms can be as simple as depth first search or breadth first search. This diagram shows the internal working of goal-based agents. It starts by collecting data from sensors from the environment, which gives the information about the current state of the world. Once the information is collected, it is temporarily stored in the state, a state variable. This dotted arrow shows the temporary saving of the state variable. It then recalls from the memory how the world usually works independent of the agent actions. Then it checks the percept histories. Here in what my actions do, the agent is checking the percept histories to relate past actions, those which the agent has taken previously in the environment, with the current environment situation, and perform some calculations. Here the agent will perform calculations and reasoning to check the effect of its actions on the environment. Alright, this complete part, this part is same as that of model-based reflex agent. After all this reasoning, it takes step of deciding on action. After all this model-based reasoning has been performed, it decides what action should it take. This action is further derived by a predetermined goal. The goal is required to select action that is to be taken next. Goal will always decide on action which will take it close to achieving the goal. An action that derives the agent away from goal will never be selected. For example, the goal-based agent whose goal is to reach Lahore will never take path towards Sakhar as it takes agent away from the decided goal, which is to reach Lahore. Thus, these agents are called goal-based agents because their actions are driven by the goal. A new concept that has been added to the goal-based agent is of goal, which was previously condition action rule in model-based reflex agents. Let's discuss goal-based agents using this simple tree example. Here, S is the root node and G1 and G2 are goal nodes respectively. Seeing this diagram, it is clear that we can reach goals by two different paths, that is S, A and G1 using this path and using S, C, F and G2 using this sequence of nodes. Selecting a path is decided by using searching and planning. If we use depth first search and breadth first search, we will reach G1 using this path. Now consider adding a new goal after node E. Let's see that we will add a node G3 after E. Now we have one more path opened towards goal. By using DFS, now our path will change, but we will reach G3. But if we used breadth first search, the path would remain previously, the goal would remain same as G1. This is how search technique affects the goal achieving. If we use depth first search, we will reach G3. If we use breadth first search, we will reach G1. Thus, search decides which path towards goal we will take. Alright, this slide is the textual explanation of what we have discussed in the previous slide. A goal-based agent has flexibility to adjust its actions based on successfully reaching the goal. It will always take that sequence of actions that would reach you towards goal. Goal-based agent chooses its action in order to achieve goals. Alright, considers the future actions that would minimize the distance towards the goal. Uses goal information to select between possible actions in current state. Examples are a GPS system, global positioning system, the Google Maps, etc. Goal must always be provided in advance to goal-based agents. If goal is not known in advance, use of such agents is not advisable. These agents always need some sort of goal information to start. Alright. This point defines the difference between model-based reflex agent and goal-based agent. In goal-based agents, we have goals that define actions, whereas in model-based, we have condition action rules that drive the actions. Agent always choose that action which takes it towards the goal. A goal path that never reaches goal would never be chosen by a goal-based agent. Alright, a goal can be achieved using a single action or a sequence of actions. Action towards goal are based on two types of input. The sensory input, which always show the current state of the world, and current information of the agent. Goal-based agent selection is roughly divided into two areas. One is straightforward and the second one is tricky. It is said to be straightforward when only single action is required to reach the goal. That is, if after taking single step the goal is found, we will say that this is straightforward goal-based selection. It is said to be tricky if sequence of states are in between starting point and the goal. Goal-based agents use two techniques to find goal, that is searching and planning. We have discussed this before. Alright, this is the difference between reflex agent and goal-based agent. This has also been discussed in previous slides. In a reflex agent, many condition action rules would have to be rewritten. Flexibility is missing from reflex agents. Goal-based agent reviews whole percept history and reasons before taking an action. This uses memory and time. It performs computations. Thus, goal-based agents are more computationally expensive, as they have whole percept history to review. Goal-based agents don't follow pre-written condition action rules, and thus they are more flexible. This is video of bots in Alibaba warehouse that collect products from warehouse and hand them over to the human workers for packing. This is example of goal-based agents. Now we will discuss utility-based agents. Utility means benefit. By utility-based agents, it is meant to select the goal which gives you the highest benefit. Previously, in goal-based agents, we saw that the whole idea was to achieve goal. Any path using search technique, given any possibility, we had to reach goal. No other criteria was set but to reach goal. There can be a possibility that one goal is faster and less costly than others, or one goal might have less distance as compared to others. But previously in goal-based agents, we were not taking into account such properties of goals. We were only focusing on achieving goal whichever was found first using provided search method. Whereas in utility-based agents, we assign some properties to goals. For example, properties like cost, distance, safety, etc. that help us in reaching the best possible goal. These properties are known as performance measures, which is a score given to any sequence of environment states. For example, you can reach Lahore using various paths, but if you chose motorway, you would reach in less time and distance, and it would be much shorter. Deciding such routes based on some performance criteria is the task of utility-based agent. Real-life example is of Google Maps that shows you all possible routes by marking time taken to reach destination. Here performance measure is distance, time, and traffic. These are the formal definitions of utility-based agents. Task of utility-based agent is to maximize the performance measure. Utility-based agents gives you with the best way of reaching the goal, the best possible way. Let's discuss utility-based agents through a simple tree example. The example is same as goal-based agents but with added information. Again, here the root node is S, whereas G1 and G2 are goal nodes respectively. Some information is added on the paths. This information was not provided in goal-based agents as they did not care for utility of the goal. This information is known as performance measure. For this example, let's consider the performance measure is the distance from one node to the other. Utility-based agents aims to find the goal which maximizes its performance measure by reaching goal that has shortest distance. In order to find goal with the shortest distance, let's calculate total score of goals by adding the overall path cost from route to goals. By adding 3 and 4, G1 gets score of 7, whereas G2 gets score of 6. Even though it takes more sequence of nodes to reach G2, but still it has less distance, which has been calculated by adding the performance measure, the costs that have been mentioned on the path. This can happen in real life situation as well. Thus, utility-based agent would choose G2 as its maximize the utility performance or utility function. This path from S to G2 would be taken, which is through S, C, F and G2. If we added another goal by the name of G3 after node E with the cost of 2, the total score of G3 would become 8. Still, the utility-based agent would choose G2 as it minimizes the cost and maximizes the performance measure. This diagram shows the internal working of utility-based agents. This part here, it is same as that of model-based reflex agent and goal-based agent. Please refer to these two for understanding. Here we will focus on utility parameter, that is new concept. After calculating utility of all paths and goals, that path would be chosen which has the maximum performance measure, as explained by the previous diagram. This will decide on the next action that has to be taken by the agent using the actuators. Thus, utility is the main ingredient here. Alright, let's discuss the difference between utility agents and goal-based agents. Goal-based agent chooses the path which is first selected using search criteria, any provided or given search criteria. In goal-based agent, search technique decides the path to be taken. Whereas in utility-based agent, performance scores decides the path. Search technique is of no or very little importance here as it is score driven. Here by effective it is meant the best performance score. Common thing in both of them is goal. The task is to reach the goal. One gives you best possible way of reaching the goal, whereas other just reaches the goal regardless of cost and distance using any search technique. Next and last type of agents are learning agents. Learning agents allow the agent to operate in initially unknown environment and to become more competent than its initial knowledge alone might allow. After an agent is programmed, can it work immediately? Of course not. It needs teaching. It needs some prior knowledge. It needs some initial understanding. It needs some training. We feed some initial knowledge to the agent and set it to work in the environment. Such agents improve with time. Feeding initial knowledge, which means teaching, to the agent is known as training, and running agent in the environment is known as testing. A child starts walking, but first he falls. After having many failures and trying again and again, there comes a time when he starts walking successfully. This is learning. We want to incorporate such type of learning capabilities into agents that improve with time. We then say the agent learns. This diagram shows internal working of learning-based agent. It has 4 parts: critic, learning element, performance element, and problem generator. Critic compares the sensor input specifying effect of agent actions on environment with the performance standard that has been already set by the programmer. Let's say we have set accuracy of an algorithm at 90%. We are getting 85% from our actions from the sensors. The critic will compare 95 to the 85. Critic will calculate this difference by getting information from sensors and will pass it on to learning element for improvement. Learning element is responsible to learn from distance between performance measure and the feedback from critic. This is heart of learning agent. The performance element is what we have previously considered to be the entire agent. It takes, percepts, and decides on actions. Problem generator is very interesting part of learning agent. It generates many possible outcomes based on learning goals, from which one can be chosen by performance element. For example, if agent has to decide on travel routes from Rahimia Khan to Multan and agent has been to Lahore before, then problem generator would generate various informations like best possible route, areas of tuck shops, petrol pumps, location of gas stations. If it rained last time, it might suggest to take umbrella, etc. Learning agent has 4 conceptual components that we have discussed in the previous slide. This is the textual information of what we have discussed. This is for your information. Alright. It is an interesting example of wall climbing agent. First the agent tries and fails. Then agent again tries a bit harder. It tries a bit longer jump, but again it fails. And finally at third time it is able to climb the wall. In the same way, learning agents automatically increase their performance to solve the problem using the information provided by the critic.